Hello, I'm Pastor Len Smith. We're continuing our series today about brethren, and of course the word brethren is found in many of the older translations of the New Testament, and we've been talking about brethren then and now, different groups who have used that biblical name brethren to express their identity. Today we're going to talk about a group called the Dunkard Brethren. And the Dunkard Brethren left the Church of the Brethren back in 1926, but B.E. Kessler published the first issue of their periodical called the Bible Monitor on October 1st, 1922. The Monitor movement sympathizers adopted a Declaration of Principles on September 12, 1923. A Monitor movement petition was ruled out of order at the 1925 Church of the Brethren Annual Conference. This led the Dunkard Brethren to meet in Plevna, Indiana, in June 1926 to organize as Dunkard Brethren. The first Dunkard Brethren General Conference met June 8, 1927, and adopted the 1923 Declaration of Principles as their polity. The Dunkard Brethren are a small conservative body of Christians, and coming from Church of the Brethren congregations predominantly in the Midwest, they're driven by a desire to hold to the old beliefs and practices that were slowly disappearing in the Church of the Brethren. And while plain dress had a visible part in this response, more fundamental concerns had to do with the nature of church discipline, the choice and work of the ministry, as well as Christian doctrinal issues. Members joined from other Brethren bodies as well from outside Brethren circles. The Dunkard Brethren have maintained the Bible Monitor as their church publication. They have been evangelistic in promoting revival efforts in their congregations. Missionary activity, primarily among the Navajos of New Mexico, began in June 1956 when the Dunkard Brethren Church assumed oversight of the Torreon Navajo Mission. A 6-week exploratory trip to Kenya, East Africa in 1995 led to the formation of their Africa Mission. Dunkard Brethren meeting houses remained functional and unornamented. I recall when I was pastoring in South Central Pennsylvania, there was a Dunkard Brethren church near the Church of the Brethren. And then when our oldest son and his wife came to live in Goshen, Indiana, I was driving on Green Road and I discovered a church that looked so familiar to the Dunkard Brethren Church in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Apparently, they used the same architectural plans and the churches were built about the same time to save money. I do need to add that the Dunkard Brethren in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania have grown so fast that they have moved from that older church location to purchase another larger church. The Dunkard Brethren Church is served by deacons, ministers, and elders, and they have graded Sunday school classes that are held each Sunday prior to the preaching service. The free ministry continues to function in the larger congregations. There may be several ministers. The sisters in the Dunkard Brethren cover their heads, and the brothers uncover their heads in times of prayer and worship. The threefold love feast is held in the evening with unleavened bread and grape juice as men and women surround their respective tables. So you understand, they still practice segregation of men and women at the love feast tables. They continue to practice other Brethren doctrines such as non-swearing, non-resistance, and the Holy Kiss, as well as the anointing service. One interesting thing I found out is that in recent years, when they have their annual conference, and there are approximately 1,000 Dunkard Brethren, I believe in about 26 churches in the United States, often they will have their annual conference at Camp Mac, which is a Church of the Brethren conference center that many of us are familiar with. So again, thank you for listening. We invite you on Sundays, if you would like to come to one of our live application classes, that's at 9 a.m., or individual Bible study, verse-by-verse study in the book of Proverbs, Sunday evenings at 5, and regular Sunday morning worship at 10 a.m. Stay tuned for another segment in our series about the Brethren then and now.